Number 2, Lee Flowers. Number 3, Ace Ferreira. Number 5, Jacob Green Peterson. Number 7, Samuel O'Daney. Number 10, Adam Davies. Number 11, Mauro Gutierrez Wallace. Number 16, Omar Mustafa. Number 18, Jeremiah Luoma. Number 24, Yusuf Bey. And number 31, Lucas Ziegler. Head coach for Georgia Southern is John Murphy. Assistant coaches Louis Biggett, Joe Bolden, and Josh Bronstore. And now the starting lineup for your Bowling Green State University Falcons. In goal, a junior from Pixie, Michigan, number 1, Logan Kowalczyk. A sophomore defender from Toledo, Ohio, number 3, Joey Amadou. Redshirt senior defender from Dayton, Ohio, number 5, Jacob Erlinson. Redshirt senior midfielder out of Holland, Ohio, number 8, Steve Fisher. Senior midfielder out of Barcelona, Spain, number 10, Sergi Martinez. Senior midfielder from Bowling Green, Ohio, number 12, Dale Nichols. A junior defender out of Windsor, Ontario, Canada, number 13, Michael Montier. A sophomore midfielder from Greenville, Ohio, number 15, Kyle Ufana. Freshman midfielder out of Kennesaw, Michigan, number 17, Alberto Anaya. A senior midfielder from Kahina, Ohio, number 20, Jensen Latanska. And a junior midfielder from Sylvania, Ohio, number 27, David Master. Assistant coaches for the Falcons, Nate Stefanik and Chris Brennan, Associate head coach Sean Keevan, and in his 13th season, helping the Archer Brown is head coach Derek Nichols. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd ask that everybody please rise as we present the colors by members of Air Force ROTC, Detachment 620 at Bowling Green State University. And at this time, we ask that you please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Miss Evie Van Boris.
What so boldly we Hello and welcome to a beautiful day at Cochrane Stadium here in Bowling Green, Ohio. We were just treated to a beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. I'm here with Tom Roble, who has been known to bust out an a cappella version of that from time to time.
Yeah, maybe not tonight.
Yeah, not tonight, but at some point.
Happy to be here with you, Steven, and hopefully we're in for a night of some great soccer.
Oh, this weather's amazing. As a player, you all know Tom, on the senior in 2019. It's just like ideal playing weather.
This is rare.
Change anything about it?
This is definitely rare for some action.
Yeah,
in October, we get into this time.
Get some wind, rain.
The Under Armours are out. You know, it is usually a little more dreadful than this.
Yeah, this is
exactly.
beautiful. Yeah.
So, happy the weather's holding off, and it's even more enjoyable for the players. It's probably more enjoyable for the people watching as well.
I mean, I have to say the field is looking even better. A couple of days ago on Thursday, it was looking a little rough. It's still on its way back. Obviously, we have an amazing groundskeeping crew. I think the rain has been causing havoc on the field, so looks good. And tonight we welcome Georgia Southern, the Georgia Southern University Eagles. Now, if you're thinking, hey, I just tuned in on Thursday, I thought we just played Georgia Southern. We didn't. We played Georgia State, the Georgia State Panthers.
Correct. Yeah.
Two teams from Georgia joining the MAC. Kind of fun, unexpected. I mean, who had that on their bingo scorecard for 2021? We'd have two teams from Georgia.
It's definitely, a good addition. It's nice to see the MAC kind of growing, especially this year. The MAC is having an incredible year.
Oh,
you have, Akron receiving votes, BG's receiving votes, NIU's receiving votes. You got West Virginia.
No easy teams.
You got West Virginia up at number 4, and it's just nice to have.
Michigan is always good.
Yep, nice to have the MAC kind of expand and get these new teams in here. And it's the Falcons and the Eagles, their first meeting ever.
First meeting ever. Excited for it. The Falcons in the black and orange looking striking on senior night. Looks great. And the Eagles in kind of a Newcastle type situation here with the gradient stripes. Love the large numbers. Very easy for us up in the booth. And we will kick things off. Speaking of Newcastle, trying to go right over the top, but blocked by Albert Anaya. Love a topical Newcastle reference. Of course, they've recently been bought out.
They have.
By Saudi billionaires. Maybe if we're really slow down in the second half, we'll dive into that a little bit. But for now, let's enjoy this first taste of MACtion with a new MAC team.
Fisher with a nice touch in the middle there, being able to control that hard pass from Erlinson.
Fisher to Erlinson, two seniors. Saw them out there on senior night. We'll be certainly touching on seniors. Beautiful look into the box, doesn't quite come off, and I think that will go out for a BG corner. But very cool to see back Zach Fisher honored today. There are other seniors. We'll go through them throughout the night here, but thanks to everyone for tuning in.
We have Georgia Southern coming off a 2-0 loss up at Akron on Thursday night in their MAC opener, first time ever. And then we got Bowling Green coming off a 3-2 win against Georgia State.
One for the neutrals.
Absolutely.
Went from winning to losing to winning to losing to winning eventually. Actually, that's not true. I think we were down and then came all the way back.
2-1.
Yeah, we were down 2-1 and came back 3-2 with some interesting goals. As Albert and I will whip that corner in. It's a good idea. Nathan Masters will get on his horse, keep that in play. Joey Apanunu will send a rocket. Oh, goodness gracious. That just spun off a head there. Kuzmano. And I don't think he can do anything differently there. He got a good head on it, and he hit it with pace. It just spun. You could see the ball spin off his head and kind of curveball off. But
just got to put those in the net.
Promising attack, yeah.
Falcons really dangerous on these set pieces.
After it. They are. It is a huge part of the Falcons' attack. It has been for some time, really. Falcons win the battle in the middle there, and will attempt to escape the midfield here. Go out for a Bowling Green throw-in. Tom, I know we were both at the Falcons football game today. Tough not to come away with a win there, but beautiful weather there as well. And we'll hope for a different result here, but a great day for BGSU sports as well.
Absolutely.
I know the men's hockey team kicks off their season on the road tonight.
Yes, they do. I mean, we got a great crowd out here tonight. It's
Great
also
crowd, yeah.
family weekend here at
Family
BGSU.
weekend, yes.
So nice to see a lot of, you know, past Falcons, present Falcons.
Probably some future Falcons out there.
Absolutely.
So, Jensen McCoskey.
It'll be interesting to see how these teams feel each other out in these opening minutes. You know,
It will.
very different soccer down in the South and
Yeah.
up here in the Midwest.
So, Tom, one thing I want you to kind of explain to us as Nichols overhits that, but it ends up in a threatening spot. Fans want to call. I think that was a pretty clean tackle.
Yeah.
You know, when you don't see the players get real upset.
You know.
But one thing, what I was saying was, we've seen Jensen Dukowski playing a good 10 yards behind Joey Apanunu. Interesting juxtaposition on this near side. Will and I noted it last time in the booth on Thursday, and I just maybe help us understand roles and responsibilities there, because it's an interesting situation when Joey gets forward.
Absolutely. It's definitely something we work on, and it's important for how we want to play. And what it's really doing is it's Georgia's
Great pass. But Apanunu was on it. Oh, Bisher there to help, and Apanunu now Falcons will. Oh, beautiful leading pass to escape there.
Essentially, all it's doing is really creating that space, allowing Jensen to get on the ball. We're sending more numbers forward. It's really allowing us to get big in that instance. And, you know, Jensen's going to have a hard time finding that ball in the middle of the field. But allowing him to pull out is just moving Georgia Southern around as well. And it just really opens up the field and allows the Falcons to play how they want to.
Gotcha. Nice ball over the top. Kalen Nichols, so dangerous down that flank. Good idea, just onto the net. Nathan Masters was there.
Yeah, it definitely looks a little odd when you see Joey running up the flank there. Not something.
Yeah, and he really will get forward. He's been dribbling into the box lately too. But you know, something I've said is he just has such an awareness. He's never caught out of position. He's always going to get back. He has the athleticism to do that. Ball just skips over the head of Roto Anaya.
Michael Montgomery with a good win there.
Yep.
Bowling Green settling down with the ball early.
So here right now, Jenny's, I mean, really behind, and Joey's almost getting forward as a wing back, which I don't think of him that way usually. I think of Kale kind of as a wing back.
It's only temporary, right?
Yeah,
like
it
Jensen's
is, right.
right back in
right,
there.
He's back in there.
Anaya almost able to get the shot off there.
There you go. Oh, and Nathan Masters comes down with that. Can he sort his feet? Oh, beautiful shot. No backlift. Yeah, I think that was tipped over for a corner. Love that. Berto realized he had to get it off quick. No backlift. Just boop. Little chip shot. Almost went.
Definitely brings a foreign flair to the
he
Falcons
does.
offense.
He strikes the ball so well. I don't know if I've seen anyone in a long time strike the ball like he does.
Corner kick, Bowling Green.
There's a midfielder I'm trying to think of from 4 years ago. Who am I thinking of that could really hit the ball like that too? I'll think of it. I won't name you. I won't make you name every midfielder that you played with over your career.
Tay Robertson?
First try, nailed it. Tate Robertson, yes.
There
He
you
could
go.
hit him like that. Read my mind.
free kick against the Eagles, I believe on a push on Montgomery in the air.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the call was there, but I think it was some kind of a push off or something. Confusion as to who has the ball, but it will go to the Eagles. Hotel tripped up. Ref says play on. Falcons swarming in the press here. Eagles just looking to find some space. Clean, hard tackle there.
Bowling Green bench love that one.
They did. Oh, beautiful stretch of play. Beautiful ball to Cale Nichols. And didn't have to double back for it. Nathan Masters was just going to be bodied out here. That's a difficult physical matchup there for Nathan Masters. Not saying he's not up for it, but that's a...
Yeah, that ball might have been played a little early.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't the best decision.
Yeah.
And, you know, they'll be all right.
Look at this size in the back for the Eagles. They have some big boys.
Oh, I see it.
Beautiful interplay here. Cale Nichols, can he put this in the box? Oh, just no one home.
Oh.
I think they're going to call handball on Nathan Masters there.
Oh, Husmano didn't know the play was over there.
Yep.
Going a little extra.
Love to see that energy, though, you know.
Great start for the Falcons. I think they're pretty happy with how this game has started
I'd
for
also
them.
say Georgia Southern looks like they belong in the MAC. Good. I mean, they look good so far. Definitely up for it. Made the long trip up to Ohio.
They're definitely they're definitely in for a challenge. I mean, the MAC is not an easy conference.
No.
It's a very unique style of play that is gritty. It is not maybe the prettiest of soccer a lot of the times, but it definitely is. There's a different preparation going into these games than your regular season games. You know,
you definitely need a certain attitude to be successful in the MAC. Good idea, but intercepted. Falcons will reset here, maybe switch the field to Rollison. Naya drifting over to unusual position. Back into the middle. That one came in hot. Masters just had to take a first touch that bounced there, but that'll go out for a Falcon throw.
Free kick.
Oh, free kick. Yeah. All right. Foul.
Not a bad ball from Erlinson.
No.
I don't think him and Nichols were on the same page there.
Yeah, I don't think so. Masters gets stuck in, keeps possession, and the Falcons are away with the ball. Cutting in.
Goal kick for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Great aggressive play there.
Great.
Great defense, handled well defensively.
Falcons with chances and with possession in the box, which is important.
Spending a lot of time on the Georgia Southern side. Not a lot of action yet on the Falcons defensive end. Hard challenge there for Montsemar.
Yeah. Ref calling a pretty balanced game, letting the boys play. Love how excited the bench gets for, I mean, just little things like winning a throw. I mean, I think they know what can come from those, little pieces of play they build up, right? Seen plenty of goals where it was just somebody slide tackling to keep a ball in play, and then the player who received it got fouled, and then a goal.
Yeah, even just a play like that, right? Long ball over, put Georgia Southern under that pressure, and we get that long throw going.
Yep.
Wow.
Apanunu might. Oh my goodness. What a fantastic goal from Joey Apanunu. Just an absolute belter into the back of the net. We had the perfect angle to see the dip on that.
And it wasn't the well-placed goal. It was a lot of power behind that one, and that's awesome to see. Very happy for Joey.
I was a little worried he was going to kill someone if they tried to stop that ball.
Yeah.
Joey Apanunu gets a well-deserved goal. He's such a huge part of this team, hyping his teammates up on the sideline, and that was an absolute rocket.
A true definition of a student athlete.
Yes.
Absolutely. Gets it done in the classroom, gets it done in the field.
On the field. Love that. They might use that in like a BGSU ad.
I mean, Masters almost had it there. He was the first one with that.
Yep.
Looked like a tap-in, but happy to have Joey kind of put that ball away.
Just, wow. I think they might need to check the back of the net. Just make sure there's no holes. See the flag running down there. All right, love to see it. So the whole box was trying to figure out who scored that goal the other day. Was it Anaya? Was it off Nathan Masters' back? Well, that was a no-doubter. Joey Apanunu. Fisher dribbling out of trouble here. That was nice.
Great play. Calm on the ball.
Yep. Oh, look at this ball to Kyle Kuzmano. Fantastic. Oh, I'm a little surprised
that we didn't see a call there.
I'm a little surprised we didn't see a card there.
Yeah, definitely was not a clean tackle.
No.
But Falcons will take a corner. Similar spot.
Yep.
Definitely changes the angle a little bit, but I'm sure that we don't see too many upset Falcons out there.
No. What a pass to Kyle Kuzmano. Wow. Perfect.
Corner kick, Bowling Green.
When I can really move this ball in the air.
Falcons with a very tight lineup.
You know, I would not be surprised at some point. Apanunu wants his second, denied there, and now Jansen Nikoscu flies in for that one. Kind of stalls the Eagles' momentum. I would not be surprised if we see Anaya score off the corner at some point. I mean, the whip and dip he puts on the ball, pretty incredible. You can score off the corner, right? That's
absolutely.
A cool thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, is that not
rare?
A thing? Yeah. But I mean, it doesn't have to touch a player first.
Correct. I mean, he has got an absolute foot on him, and every time he's on the ball, it's definitely a threat.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of teams are picking up on that.
Yep. So the Eagles, their first year in the MAC, have to play Akron and then Bowling Green in their first two MAC games. And, you know, if anything, you can tell them maybe it'll get a little easier. But in for a test here is Kale Nichols might take his man one-on-one. He looks to. Little stutter step. Falcons might get a profitable ricochet, but Eagles able to clear. Montgomery does not lose many of those battles in the air. And now the Falcons with the ball again. Guzmano wants it. assist, getting the play restarted here.
If you're Georgia Southern right now, you're definitely trying to get a lot more of the ball, kind of settle the game down.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things aren't going in their way, but they could, right? It's just a matter of maybe it's time, maybe it's, you know, figuring out the conditions, the field, the MAC play, right? Very new to them, so they're definitely trying to settle this game down.
If I'm Georgia Southern, I'm not thinking a goal yet. I'm thinking, hey, can we hold on to the ball for 2 minutes? You know, can we, maybe not 2 minutes, but I'm more thinking, can we just feel comfortable on this field right now, you know? I mean, a goal would be nice, I'm sure. Oh, little miscommunication there. Aronson and Kowalczyk dab up and say, sorry about that. But yeah, I think Georgia Southern might just like a passage of play where they don't feel under pressure. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, the press is an integral part of this Falcons strategy, and they're going to see it in the MAC for sure.
Absolutely. It'll be they definitely got a path up a little hill, maybe a mountain, but MACtion, anything's possible out here.
Rare miss from Joey Appanunu on a cross-field pass. He's usually very accurate on those, but that pass is cut off. Even this, the ball's in our half, but we have possession and pretty comfortable, you know. Eagles not really able to express themselves in attack yet. Passing accuracy not quite there. Just play out of the back so calmly. And now you almost feel like the Eagles, after they've had the press it's a little techers from Zach Bisher there. It's almost like they don't want to do it. You know, when you play out so many times, a little soul crushing. I feel like you're wasting a lot of energy.
It's
right?
frustrating.
Yeah, it's frustrating. And on the flip side, Nathan Masters loves to jump in front of those. Jake Urison will head this back. A little slip inside situation there. I think they're going to say that forward fouled Rollinson from behind, or they got tangled up. I'm not sure what the call is, but
yeah, could have been a messy situation, you know.
It was, yeah. It's the second time Rollinson and Kowalczyk have kind of had a slight misunderstanding about who was going to kind of deal with the situation, but you get a little tricky back there when you're both coming full speed into the ball. I'm sure you've had some situations like that where it's a player on your team, but you don't quite know who should get there, and calling someone off or.
And, you know, there's not always a right answer, right? That answer changes a lot, and that's just on the relationship that you have with that individual and how exactly, And I think that's a very rare gap, I think, in the BG backline. So I don't expect to see a lot of that.
We're not even talking about a goal. We're just talking about a little misunderstanding. The BG backline has been so reliable. Zach Bisher didn't quite feel that defender on his shoulder. So I'd say that Georgia Southern, with their first kind of real look at goal there off a small mistake by the Falcons.
Yeah, definitely got to be more careful on that middle part. You know, that's probably the most vulnerable part of the field. So those turnovers, you know, they might not bite you now, but you never know.
Yeah. I've just realized, Tom, that our scoreboard doesn't work. And I don't know how it took me this long to realize that. Yeah, 22 minutes. But I just was about to give you the time and notice that we have it up on a makeshift scoreboard. So your Falcons lead the Georgia Southern University Eagles 1-0 through an absolutely stunning rocket ship goal from Joey Appanunu. Called into service here to usher that ball back into the hands of Logan Kowalczyk. 23 minutes remain here at home on senior night. It's family weekend, Tom, as you mentioned. Beautiful night. Appreciate everyone who's tuned in. Kowalczyk with a booming hit, and Masters able to head that down to Bisher.
Don't know if that was intended, but
back on attack. Yeah, he'll take it. If it comes off right, then it was intended. If it doesn't, it was just whatever, you know. Anaya, Masters. Oh, Masters takes a boot. Wow, looked. Masters kind of got bowled over there, but ref says play on. Great hard work there. I believe that was from Sergio Martinez. Haven't said his name a lot tonight, but he's started off his campaign with the Falcons very well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. National Player of the Week
a
couple weeks ago.
Prolific in assists and goals.
Offside here, Georgia Southern plays quick.
Jake Earlson with just acres of space, doesn't have to choose quickly. Now Masters can spin away. Sorry. Langenson comes off his line there to handle that. Of course, referencing to a passage of play that happened 2 minutes ago. Appleman is so good at those headers, and they usually find the Falcon. Wilson just says, we'll punt here and reshape in the back.
Yeah, they're going to have to stay sharp in the back with Georgia Southern being very comfortable playing those long balls, really testing and seeing what they're going to get from those. And
a little bit surprised that with the size advantage Georgia Southern has, they haven't tried to maybe look for more set pieces. I mean, not that you can really plan for them, but
you know, they might have the size, but they're not winning those aerial battles up front, and you know, they're not picking up those seconds, and it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult night if they can't kind of flip that around.
See, Georgia Southern, instead of stringing together some possession, instantly just careless pass.
Yeah, it's, you know, I haven't watched a lot of film on Georgia Southern, and I'm not very familiar with their style of play.
Did you know they were at school until today?
I did.
Okay,
yes.
okay, so you know.
I did.
I think that
beautiful facility.
Oh, you've been there?
I've seen pictures.
Okay.
Nate Kopenick, the assistant coach, was actually at Georgia Southern for a little bit before he came here.
Gotcha. There's a connection. All right. I know that Kanye West mentions Georgia Southern in a song. Yeah, Georgia Southern and Grambling. You don't remember that lyric? I'll have to look it up.
Halftime.
Yes. Oh, nice idea. Nichols looking for Lukosky on the return, but wasn't quite there. The Eagles stringing together some attacks. Zach Bisher, cleanly dispossesses the striker. One of the more promising stretches of play the Eagles have had. Nichols and working together to escape.
Great build out there.
Yeah, fantastic. Look at this. Falcons with plenty of room, able to escape the press. I haven't loved these speculative balls down the flank. They're not, some of them have come off, but some of them are a little ambitious into two defenders, and it's kind of asking a lot of the forwards here.
Yeah, definitely high risk, high reward.
Yeah. Probably something I'd rather do in no respect, but to a team which were really struggling, finding a way through the middle. But I wouldn't say that we're being kind of shut down through the middle here.
Got an Eagles throw-in coming in the Falcons' end.
Not sure that Georgia Southern has had a corner kick yet, have they?
They have not, no. Nope.
Falcons have had 2 or 3, I believe. BG able to keep the ball in play. Can they switch the field here? Nice pass. Oh, beautiful. Nathan Masters can turn and run a little bit. And that, yeah, that's just a lot.
Looks like he got tied up a little bit, and you know, that straight line from the middle of that straight ball over the middle of the field is going to be a little tough always, right? Like,
and then Kuzmano has to first take a great first touch, sort his feet.
Not a lot of room
for
error.
Something on target, yeah. Not saying it can't come off, but
There you go, Joe.
oh, referee says Appanino was a little reckless there. I don't know. We had a good view. It looked pretty clean, but he's so much bigger than number 7 there. It looked a little suspicious.
Don't want to get my biases in the picture.
Yeah, of course. No, you're allowed to. It's the home broadcast.
Eagles here. Dangerous opportunity.
Side netting.
Wow.
That'll go into the Cochrane Crazies. Get a souvenir there.
And just like that, right? I mean, Georgia Southern could be right back in this game.
So I was just about to say, with 15 minutes left in the first half, Bowling Green looks, I would say, comfortably in control. But there's only one goal between the sides, right? And that's the thing about soccer is it's just one set piece away or one mistake away from being tied.
Yeah, I mean, MAC games, anything could happen, and this game is not feeling like a 1-0 game.
No.
Both teams are coming out firing. They'll have their opportunities, and it's going to come down to who's going to put it in the back of the net.
Yep. Yeah, I think there's goals left in this game for sure. Of course, I said that when we were at 3-2 last time, and we didn't get it, so we'll see.
Ambitious at 3-2.
Yeah, I think Falcons would be okay with a 1-0 lead, or 1-0 win, of course, but probably feel like there's a few more goals here left in the 60 minutes that remain. We may see our first Falcon substitution here soon.
The Eagles forcing the long ball out of the Falcons, trying to control what they can.
Robert Hernandez-Garrido will come in to spell Nathan Masters and catch his breath.
Referee tried to play advantage there on what looks like to be a high kick on Jensen.
Now, referees are unique. Soccer referees are unique in the world of sports in which they give advantage, and it's really like an in-the-moment judgment call. There's no other real sport like that where you have to decide in a quick-moving situation to stop play or to let play continue. It's a nuanced.
It's kind of the beauty of it.
It is kind of the beauty of it, yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get, right? It's someone's opinion.
Yeah. Good idea there. Erlinson would have needed a few more inches. Masters loves to try to steal those balls, and he usually forces a bad pass, which he does here. Oh, beautiful little touch on to Anaya. Back heel just doesn't quite come off. It's a second handball today, and it just shows you Nathan Masters able to get in front of so many balls.
Great little combination there.
Yeah, really good.
And the thing with Anaya is that he makes other players around him a lot better,
Oh, he really
right? Like
does,
with those connected passes, he kind of tries to get everyone involved and then really can be dangerous. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Do see a little Joe Sullivan in him in that regard. Be a little less direct.
Definitely different. But nonetheless, that same kind of style that he brings to the field.
Yeah, I guess I mean right at the top of the box where you can really facilitate. Oh, gosh, speaking of Nathan Masters, just all game taking balls off his head, off his shoulder.
And the crowd loves it.
The crowd loves it. And he barely, he's like, oh, yeah, I guess that did hit me in the head going 40 miles an hour. I should just make sure my headband's adjusted.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of people that could do that for 90 minutes.
Yeah. I feel like if the referee had maybe seen that, they would have stopped and made sure he knew what year it was, but he looks fine. Cale Nichols lets it go through. Oh, Berto really so calm. That was set. That was going in. He wasn't going to nail that one either. That was going to be like a pass into the net.
Yeah, that was a pretty little build there, right? Cale Nichols with the dummy opens up to open Anaya in the box. He'll take that every time, right? Great defensive play by the Eagles.
And that dummy shows me that this team is really starting to synergize and not be selfish, not want every goal, but know when another player has a better chance at it. That's
you don't practice that.
No, that's something that has to kind of develop. Love to see it right as MAC play starts too.
You know, something we always said was you want to be playing your best soccer in October.
You do, yep. Up until then, it's really honing play and making sure everyone's on the same page. But when MAC play starts, all about wins. No style points.
None.
You need to win games.
And it's a short MAC season too, right?
It is, yeah.
That's something also very unique about the MAC is that crowd not happy about that one.
Yeah, that looked pretty clean.
But the interesting thing about the MAC, as I was saying, is that, you know, typically a 6-team league, now 7. And, you know, it comes and it goes. It's quick. You got 6 MAC games, and a lot is determined on those performances.
It is.
You know, you have these other games kind of in between, and a lot of conferences keep you pretty busy starting in, you know, middle of September all the way through. And the MAC is just kind of special in that regard, and that's what brings that difference to these games.
Oh, and Naya escapes 3 defenders beautifully. Carter Womack in the game now. Good idea. Oh, Anaya would love to have that back. That was an open goal. Great interplay. I think another dummy there, though. People are setting him up.
I mean,
he would love to have that back. That's a wide
very few people that thought that wasn't going.
Right.
The Eagles will be happy to have that one go wide.
Still 1-0, 10 minutes to play in the first half.
And that's all that matters, right? I mean, nothing before or after really matters.
You don't get any points for
almost
great shots. Maybe they could break ties like that, though. I'd be open for that.
You'd be open with it if you were on the upper side of that argument.
Right. Jenny with a nice little no-look pass. Berto back to Jenny. Falcons with some intricate midfield play. Nice. Carter Womack. Look at this passing. Beautiful. Falcons matriculating up the field. Berto. Oh, just tapped in. Berto set up. I don't believe that was Berto's goal, was it? He's running like it is. Okay, was it off the leg of a...
I think it bounced when he kicked it.
Okay,
yep.
Yeah.
Definitely it was in the air a little, kicked it off a little
Berto
awkward,
on his 3rd chance now, rewarded with a goal. 2-0.
Great ball by Womack into the box. I want to say it was clean.
Berto Anaya with a great goal to extend the Falcons' lead to 2-0. Tom, I would say based on the series of play that we've seen and the control that Falcons have had, I'd say that's deserved. 2-0 feels pretty fair in this game. You wouldn't think the Eagles would really complain about that score.
Very accurate to what we have out here. It's been a dominating performance by the Falcons, and Georgia Southern's going to have a lot to talk about at halftime, right? It's not over, but you know, you have to come out with a different attitude if you want a different result.
Jensen just puts everything into that. One thing I will say about Joey Appanunu is you got to have a great first touch because that ball is coming in hot.
No, it's, you know, and when you don't, everyone knows.
Yeah, yeah.
It's almost expected.
Yeah, he's like, well, I got to get it there, man. You know, if you don't want it picked off, you know, I got to send it in hot.
You got to ping it in there, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to ping it in.
Call it threading the needle.
Thread the needle, but you got to have that first touch ready, or that ball's going to be in the crowd. Try to pick it up with a bad first touch. Falcons with a 2-0 lead on senior night through goals by Joey Appanunu and Alberto Anaya. Love hearing the Falcon fans excited.
Little deep.
Oh, Jake Erlickson got up for that. I believe that was Jake Erlickson, yeah.
Good confident snag by the keeper
Yeah,
there.
it was. Went up,
yeah.
Both hands, came down with it. Not easy. Haven't seen a lot of offside this game. I would tell you, versus Georgia State, there were a bunch. I think by the end of the game, 5 or 6.
Wow.
Where we were trapping them. We're going to get you a score update on the Georgia State Akron game. That'll go out for, I believe, a Falcon throw, and it will. BG bench excited. Georgia State has a 1-0 lead over Akron. And we are
same time.
Yeah, same time. Interesting development as Georgia State says, hey, we're here in the MAC and we're here to stay. Flag goes up just as I'm talking about the I would not say we were trapping them there, but yeah, and NIU wins over number 4 Virginia 2-0. That looks like a dominating win. So MAC soccer, interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, nice to see the MAC being extremely competitive. NIU now most likely to crack that top 25 for the first time.
Albert Anaya with a little no-look pass, trying to sneak in Carter Womack. Oh, and able to keep control. You know, gets a little. Albert Anaya did not like the kind of kick in the head there after. Ref's going to sort things out. Tempers flare a little bit. Like to see Jake Erlickson come over and act as the captain, saying, hey, let me get in there. Fans voice their displeasure with the lack of a call.
Things are definitely starting to heat up here near the end of this first half.
Maybe the Eagles feeling outplayed a little bit. May have some frustrations
coming
100%. Out a little bit. I also just think that was just 5 players going for the ball and all kind of colliding. I wouldn't say there was any foul intentions there, but yeah, maybe frustrations, little afters, like you
Absolutely.
said, to use a rugby term.
And it's just awesome to see this Falcon team celebrate these
Yeah.
little victories all around the field, right?
It is really cool.
It's got to be defeating when the other team's
I was
celebrating
going to say
that.
that the smallest things, like a little pass or something, I've always thought that. This is a funny take, but I think the Falcons bench is such a huge, gives a lot of energy. I mean, like the fans obviously as well, but the bench get really excited.
Definitely a different culture. I mean, you have some teams where, you know, the bench isn't involved, right?
Nope.
They all think they should be out there, and there's not a lot of
right.
not a lot of
They're
team,
little,
right?
Just waiting.
Yeah.
Here it's.
And this is not the case here at all with the culture and, you know, just being on the bench. You know that as a team you have selected your best 11 to be out there at that moment, and everyone kind of understands their role.
And I talked to Coach Law about this. The drop-off in quality off the bench is not a lot. I mean, the quality you can have, we talked about Colin McCourt, what a great player he is and what he offers in the midfield, also recognized on senior night. You've got a player like Carter Womack, who I love off the bench for his explosiveness. We've just got great players who are able to contribute in a number of ways.
Yeah, it's hard too coming off the bench. That's not an easy task. Not starting, you gotta have to feel out the game on your own, and you get thrown into almost the deep end, right? And the expectation is that you're coming in and there's no drop off in the level of where the Falcons are playing at.
Sargento, Lacerda, Eli Shope, Jake Bergen, Patrick Koenig. Marco Rimick has been getting some minutes. It's a deep bench with a lot of really talented players. Like you said, when you're trying to make a run in the MAC deep in that season where you've got injuries or, you may need to sit a guy a little bit more, that becomes really valuable. Falcons passing just crisp. Naya now can turn and run with the ball a little bit. He really does have a flair, doesn't he? Love it.
Falcons going around. Didn't like what they were seeing on the right side.
Zach Fisher just slips there. Falcons will have to get back. Look at Jensen Lukowski getting back quick to help out. Ball takes a favorable Falcon bounce, but then back down to the Eagles.
Falcons able to get behind the ball.
So even when the Eagles are kind of gifted something, not able to capitalize quickly. Falcons' defensive shape has been so good this year.
Safe play out the back. Get reorganized.
30 seconds to play in this first half. Score is your Bowling Green Falcons 2 with the newest debutantes in the MAC, Georgia Southern University Eagles, failing to get on the board yet. Womack on the ball. We'll see out this half. Takes his defender one-on-one. Lukosku, some tricky dribbling, gets fouled. Falcons will try to take this quickly. They're going to say, they're going to stop the clock, I believe. And we'll take a yellow card for blocking that. Very intelligent for Alberto Anaya to realize that he needed to try to get it off and maybe earn a foul. We did have a yellow card on that play against an Eagle for interfering in play. And now Anaya will get a good look. The goal with 3 seconds left, that's certainly enough time
Georgia
for
Southern
a parry and a goal.
Number 31, Luca Ziegler.
Now will Anaya be looking for that top corner, top bins here? Or?
It's looking pretty from this angle.
I think his dip is out to in.
3, 2, 1.
All right, well, your Falcons lead 2-0. The end of the first half here on senior night. We will join you again shortly.
And Falcon fans, get off the bench and into the game by joining the Falcon Club. For more information on the BGSU Falcon Club, visit bgsufalcon.com. Championships begin with scholarships.
For ideas to keep students engaged and still learning.
Our commitment was to make sure that people were educated, to do it in a safe environment. One faculty member brought a camper and parked outside to meet students there.
We could space out and do the office hours in a socially distanced, safe manner. And I just wanted to let my students know that, I'm a real person outside of the Zoom box.
For a lot of faculty, this was the first time they've been teaching online, but for faculty in our college, we've had robust online programming for years. And they became really great resources. Starting in the spring of 2020, we worked with local school districts to organize these academic enrichment camps. Our faculty, staff, and students, we made a difference in people's lives, and I think that's what a public university for the public good should be about.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are.
You don't know what you don't know, but at the same time, you have to be sensitive about the different things that are going on in people's lives.
We're all struggling and we're all fighting a battle, and we have to figure out how to build that bridge.
It started with you. A breeze building momentum. A movement gathering force. Even before you could see it, you could feel it. The flutter of hope. The rush of potential. The inexplicable pull toward the edge of opportunity. Falcons take flight. 7 years ago, Bowling Green State University challenged our community to join us in changing lives for the world. Powered by the strength of Falcons who came before us, guided by our indomitable spirit. Together, we rise. Even as the world took new shape amidst a global pandemic, we fixed our sights on tomorrow's horizon. You gave, and it altered our course. You gave, and we are forever changed, united in our vision of the future. More than 38,000 donors answered the call, representing all 50 states and 26 countries. More than 160,000 contributions were given, raising over $250 million. $101.7 million in scholarship and student support funds were committed, creating 235 new scholarship funds to accelerate student success and accessibility. More than $28 million in gift revenue was received in fiscal year 2020 alone, our highest level of yearly philanthropic support, demonstrating the unparalleled commitment of Falcons in the face of extraordinary upheaval. Stirred by emotion, propelled by purpose, lifted by your empowerment, we are airborne. From historic gifts that changed our campuses to focused contributions ensuring that all Falcons soar, your impact is profound. We are educating the world's next generation of trailblazers to forge ahead, honoring our historic strength in business education, preparing journalists, media, and communication professionals to seek the truth, skating with an eye toward the future, and building up our frontline healthcare heroes for those with the courage to respond and preserve our public health. This is not the end of a campaign. It's the beginning of our path forward, one renewed with meaning and optimism, unbridled by the conventions of how it's always been done. Because when Falcons take flight, we make a difference forever. Bowling Green State University, a public university for the public good.
Thank you all for being here today. You are here because you made the decision to be collegiate student athletes. So clap it up for yourselves. So let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you want to win a conference championship. Raise your hand if you want to win a national championship. National championship. Keep your hands up if you're willing to wake up 4:30 in the morning for mandatory workouts. Those hands will go down because not everyone's willing to make those sacrifices. Keep your hands up if you're willing to put student first. All the responsibilities that it takes to be a student athlete. Are you up for that challenge? The lifelong friends that you will make, the failed attempts that you will learn from, the education that you will earn will all develop you for life after sports. So I'll ask you, are you willing to compete? Are you willing to execute? And are you willing to be a leader? Are you ready?
My definition of a frontline Falcon is somebody who works in a discipline that provides services to people when they're very vulnerable.
They are there every single day taking care of our loved ones when we can't.
Early on in the pandemic, it was clear to me that our students and faculty were going to need to be out on the front lines working. Our medical laboratory sciences students participated in COVID testing as soon as COVID testing was possible. Our long-term care administration students and alums provided very compassionate care to people who were isolated and alone. Our nursing graduates got out into the workforce a month earlier than they would normally be.
Our graduates were able to enter the workforce on a temporary nursing license, and those graduates hit the floor running. The School of Nursing began in July of 2020, and it was really a fitting time in history to create a nursing program to help increase the demand.
There's many, many ways that the disciplines in the College of Health and Human Services rapidly made adjustments and began delivering services to the community.
We thank you for answering the call to come to this profession, and we thank you for everything you do day after day.
We ultimately want them to leave and do public good through teaching physical education and health education. We want to promote moving.
Kids very early on, probably 18 months to 2 years, kids can initially start to interact in types of activities where they are, for example, running, skipping, hopping. So just getting somebody to roll a ball and a child to go after it, collect it and bring it back. That's perfectly permissible for young children to start doing. And then obviously over a period of time, those skills begin to develop.
It's really important that we have strong role models. We call it observational learning. And I think when we grow up with seeing people that we admire partaking in physical activity, we're more likely to do that, whether that be a professional person or someone like a parent. When we see them active, more than likely we're going to be active. And I think that's really important that we instill physical activity from a young age.
As kids approach kindergarten, preschool, we're starting to teach them the importance of different types of locomotor skills: hopping, skipping, running, jumping, galloping. Those sort of skills will initially provide a foundation for later on skill development, also develop their critical thinking, decision making in games and sports. That's something else that we can do, as well as teaching them how to interact with one another.
Bowling Green State University is redefining student success through high academic standards applied to the goals and vision of each student. Our students couldn't agree more. Their resounding endorsement landed us the #1 spot for student satisfaction among public universities in the Midwest. Bowling Green State University proudly stands as a public university for the public good, preparing our students for success in their careers and in life.
Coach, welcome back. 2 games away to Canisius, won that one. Difficult trip.
We'll be on the Hogwarts team in no time. Brad, I take you for a Gryffindor. Yeah? Yeah? I mean, so, did you know the rules to that, or were you just out there running? Just a little bit?
apologize for that.
Thanks to our viewers for letting us know that our broadcast audio was a little quiet there. Hopefully you've heard us in the first half. Otherwise, we've had a great time just talking amongst ourselves, but we know that folks at WBGU are getting that sorted out. Appreciate folks letting us know. Falcons in on goal here. Kuzmano. Bisher has a look on senior night. Oh, maybe I jinxed it.
It was almost too good to be true.
Almost too good to be true.
But even if, no one's listening to us, we're having a good time out there.
We are. They are listening. They're trying. Thanks to folks listening from, I know we've got Charlotte, North Carolina in the house. Bowling Green, some local folks that couldn't make it out tonight. Sure, we've got folks all over the country tuning in to what has been a pretty dominant performance by the Falcons. Header into the box. Nathan Masters heads it back. I think that will be a little too much for the ref's likings. If they're going to say that was taken a little quickly. Dealt with by Montemary. Back to Erlandson. Some frustration there, maybe.
Yeah,
Eagles just not wanting the ball in their half, but you don't see a lot of
there's not a plan
potential in the attack. Now you don't see it.
Right, they get the ball and they're not very comfortable in knowing what needs to be done next.
Right.
And there's definitely some frustration adding to that fire. And, if anyone that loves good soccer, we could hope they could figure it out.
They're going to have to, because like you said, this MAC conference really has no let up. There's not going to be many easy games. Fisher to Anaya, who guides that along beautifully. Masters, oh, beautiful ball. Kale Nichols can cut in now. He's going to look for Kuzmano, making a good run for him. Berto could hit it from here.
Tried to get a little cheeky there.
Maybe needed a little heat on that. That was a little cheeky.
Definitely misread that situation.
The keeper really would have had to be sleeping for that to work, but ambitious. You can do that when you're up 3-0. I guess you can take a shot like that. And the Eagles have just abandoned playing out of the back, right? I don't think they have the personnel to play from feet out of the back, and are probably just frustrated by the Falcons' high press at this point. I can't blame them. They've had a rough day, rough weekend.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot to look back on and really prepare for those next MAC games, right?
Yep.
There's no longer that excuse of you don't know what you're walking into. You know exactly what you're going to get, and it's similar to what BG is doing now. And they got to take a good look in the mirror and figure out how they can make the best of this situation, right? Starting.
Yeah. And maybe they'll get some sage advice from Coach Nichols. He's always, willing to welcome a new team into the MAC after we play them, of course. Little give and go here. Kuzmano on his horse. And look at Nathan Masters make that run into the box. Kuzmano doesn't quite have it at feet in time to hit him running, but hear the young fans yelling, "Come on, Nathan." Has a great goal to his name today, and I believe an assist as well. Just a constant presence on the field. Ball dribbles out, and I didn't even see Georgia Southern kind of make an attempt for it. Noonan will try to put this into the box. It goes low. That will go out for, I believe, a Bowling Green corner.
Yeah, Bowling Green not really letting off 3-0, but we haven't really seen a drop of mentality or even, you know, the effort has been the exact same, like it's 0-0.
When Charlie Majeski was up an alumni night, I know you remember that. Did a great job in the booth.
Absolutely, he killed
it. But I asked him, at what point do you think about killing a game off? And he said 4th or 5th minute with 4 or 5 minutes left. So
yeah, and I think that's, you know, that's our team attitude.
You're
towards
not
that,
taking
right?
the ball to the corner right now. You're wanting to score.
At no point of the game do you want to be worried about, you know, if you're playing your best soccer, they're not going to score anyways. And you got to worry about that. But once it gets to that 5-minute mark, I think that's when a lot of heads start turning to the clock, and you're worried about being safe in the back, getting behind the ball, blocking shots, stacking pads.
And I believe from terms of RPI, goals for and against matter. I mean, is that
for RPI?
Yeah.
RPI is based a lot more on your schedule.
Who you beat. Okay,
your
that's
schedule.
what I thought.
Who you beat and who they beat.
But it probably looks good for voting, right, with coaches and things like that.
Absolutely.
Now, would you rather win a game 2-0 or 4-2? You're a defender. I can answer that. You'd rather win 2-0, right? I mean, all day?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I mean,
well, depending on who I had up here, right? If I'd asked Charlie, he would have said 4-2.
We'll run a poll.
Yeah.
We'll run it through.
It's an interesting one. All right. How about 4-2, but you get to score one of the goals?
I mean, that is, I will take that any
And
day
it's
of
a
the week.
worldie. It's top bins.
I mean, that's a rare occurrence.
You could have been top bins Tom. I mean.
I don't know if that's what the people, definitely not what the people thought of when they saw me out there.
Flag goes up. I think everyone knew that was coming.
Top bins
Tom, that would have been great. I know in practice you must have hit some worldies, though.
I mean, I got a strong
Something
foot.
in the locker.
It's usually
for clearing, right? More.
You know, I didn't score a lot, and there was a reason. I was back there in the counter triangle holding it down, you know?
So what I'll say, you know, a line I like to repeat is, you know, the Falcons traditionally have gotten a lot of goals from the back. You think of Mo, you think of Sheil Robin. Now, Tom Roble, not one of those guys,
nope.
But a great defender. I'll have to work that into my spiel.
Yeah, I mean, had a bad knee. That's a lot of running back and forth.
Yeah.
Strategic.
Tom Roble used his knee strategically. He was more inspirational for the scorers. Looks like, is that Zach Fisher gonna? No, that is not. That is. We've got a substitution. Clock will stop. 32 minutes in the second half remain. On what is just a gorgeous night. I mean, couldn't ask for better weather here. It's getting a little damp, but I think condensation is just like, I don't think you can stop that. You know, you can't have like a little weird. Nathan Masters on goal and not so far off. I think they're going to say that took a deflection. Yeah.
Yep.
Nathan Masters, no stranger to deflections on Thursday. Took a shot from Alberto Anaya off the back that went in. The goal was credited to Anaya. Now, Tom, we'll get your opinion on this, because there was a lot of opinions on this. But if a forward strikes a ball at the goal, it's on target, and it takes a small deflection that goes to the player who struck the ball first, right?
Correct.
If it takes a big deflection and wasn't on target, maybe it gets given to
as the
deflector.
Ah.
Well, I mean, yeah, it would. Then he would have the assist, but
interesting.
Yeah, I believe. I mean, that's how the Premier League does it. It can, if you nick a player and it goes in, but doesn't influence greatly the trajectory of the ball, it'll go out for an
goal kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was never too worried about how the points were distributed. I wasn't getting any, and I was just happy to be
there. Happy to be there.
Happy to have teammates scoring, and I wasn't too worried about the statistics a lot, you know.
And also killing it in the classroom, student athlete. Back for round 2 now, right?
Yep. Still at Bowling Green, and you know, I wouldn't change it for anything.
I did 2.5 degrees, so I'm I'm there with you.
Falcons with some fresh legs. We got Womack back out there, and then we got Marco, the freshman.
Yeah.
Making
Marco
an
with
appearance
that, like,
into the game.
70s English.
Mullet.
Yeah, mullet. Kale Nichols not quite able to save that. I think may have slipped a little bit there. Kosku, gosh, just very crisp passing. And how frustrating is that when you press and then the Falcons are able to switch the field and just start over?
It's nice to watch.
Yeah, very nice. And there's Marco Rimick, a little speed into the box. Oh gosh,
dangerous ball. Great ball.
You
by
almost
the freshman.
wonder how he didn't hit anyone.
Yeah.
Like on either. It seemed like that just needed to touch someone.
Definitely not
and
a ball
it was
that should
in the
go through
net.
clean. No.
Funny how that works sometimes. I'm loving these orange on black kits, the black socks.
They don't come out a lot, but when they do,
it's a cool look. Martinez just toppled over. Might have been a makeup call for something earlier. Falcons free kick. Yeah, I need to see if they do like a dad bod sizing of that kit, because I think I would. I think I would pick
Do
that
you
up.
rock it?
Yeah, I think I would. It's a hot look.
One thing Georgia Southern's definitely trying to do is start winning some of those battles.
Yeah.
They, whether it's on the ground, in the air, they got to start gaining some
down with
momentum and
something.
taking those chances away from the Falcons. And
I wonder if a bit of a scrum in the box. And now the Eagles will try to break here. Zach Bisher's going to help out. And look at Marco Rimick has got some wheels and wins it clean. How impressive was that from the freshman?
That is just good hustle.
That was, yeah. To be fair, fresh legs too, right? So he's
there. He
been out
goes
there for
again.
a bit. There he goes again. Marco Rimick. And hey, you only have so many minutes, right, on the pitch to impress Coach Nichols, and a great way to do that is to run your butt off. Pardon
Absolutely.
my French.
Yeah, I mean, coming in off the bench.
Yeah.
You don't know how much time you're going to get. That's not talked about before, but when you're out there, you want to make sure you're taking
Give
advantage of
everything.
every moment. Yeah.
He really does have the British 70s look going here. He's got like a wrist tape and the short look.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Almost a little bit of a rugby look. Australian. Zach Bisher says offside. The ref says no. And I think that shot is indicative of how frustrated the Eagles are. I mean, even if that's on target, it's not enough, right?
Definitely a shot out of frustration. Right?
Just,
Very hopeful,
yeah, right.
very,
Maybe
not a lot of
will happen.
intention there.
Almost can't blame them. They just haven't been able to put anything together up top. Frustrated by this stout Falcons defenses. Again, Jensen playing in that deep-lying playmaker role. Bisher to Nichols. Kuzmano spins away with it. Bisher there to help clean up, but Eagles escape, and now the Eagles with a chance here. But just very hard to break through that back line. Georgia State still up 2-0 in the second half against Akron. So these Georgia teams coming into the MAC and making waves.
That's what you want to see, right? You want these teams to come in and be competitive off the go.
Oh, what an idea. Hits Kuzmano, who takes a good first touch. That ball was coming in pretty aggressive. Marco Rimick's going to lay off to Kuzmano. I'd love to see Kyle get a shot off. He just works so hard to get into good positions. you could say that maybe his work rate hasn't quite matched up with the goal output, but the goals are coming, you know, because he's so good on the ball. I like him as a hold-up player. His body type, it's hard to dispossess him when he's got the ball. I think.
Looks like we got Colin McCord. Nice. Nice to see a senior.
Senior out there. Love to see it. Cale Nichols will put one in the back of the net. So we've got Cale Nichols will do a flip.
Don't know how practiced that one was, but
so back-to-back games, goals from Cale Nichols. Now we've got 4 goals, no senior goals. But that's promising, isn't it? Right? It means that no, he's a junior. Yeah. But I think it's a good sign that you're getting goals from all your different classes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't say this team has its set goal scorers, right? They create opportunities for each other, and I think anyone on that field could really put that in the back of the net.
Will we see Brandon Graves, or Alex Schroeder on the pitch?
Hopefully. I mean, I think that'd be a nice little surprise.
If anyone has a way to get a message to Coach Nichols, you tell him that Steven and Tom Roble want to see Alex Schroeder in goal. BG putting it on, refreshing after today's rough loss to Akron, about 500 yards away at the Deutsch. Cochrane, it's a different story as your Falcons lead 4-0. I wouldn't be surprised to see another.
A lot of time left.
I've really enjoyed watching Cale Nichols' transformation into a real two-way player. I mean, Zach Bisher's had the same, but Cale Nichols, the physicality's there, the athleticism's there. He's getting up and down all the time.
It's been nice to see these players grow, right? It's like you see them when they're so young, especially for me. I think Cale was 2 years younger.
Yeah.
So just
very expressive now and very willing to get in on goal.
And just seeing the growth that this program really allows some players to go through it's awesome.
I love the way that Coach Nichols trusts young players. I mean, you think about Michael Montgomery. I know we've talked about him before, but had what I think of as being one of the best freshman seasons I've ever seen with the Falcons. I will put Joey Apanuno's freshman season up there as well. But Montgomery, as a freshman, came in. There was an injury. I don't remember to whom, but stepped in and did not put a foot forward wrong the rest of the season. It was incredible.
Yeah, he came in and absolutely owned that role, and
now he still has it. No one, he's
there's
not
been no doubt that that spot is not his. Right? It's awesome. I mean, he has grown so much.
Yeah. Fisher throws an elbow. He says, "Hey, it's senior night. I get one of those." But the ref says, "Free kick to the Eagles." They are just frustrated. That'll be offside. Logan says, "I know it's offside, but just let me hit this." I like the all yellow here. The Eagles keeper, it's like the highlighter outfit.
Hey, looking
all
fresh.
Yellow. Yeah, with the pink.
Looking fresh with this counter Logan and the all orange.
Yep. Tom, were you a long sleeve and thermal underwear guy when it got chilly, or no?
100%.
You were, okay.
You know, I was not going.
You weren't running enough to stay warm. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I mean, I was running out there, and eventually, you regret putting those layers on. But at the beginning of that game, when you got those cold toes and those cold fingers, you'll do just about anything to never have to feel that again.
Zach Bisher's usually suited and booted up with all the layers and the. Yeah, I think he even does a turtleneck sometimes.
You get the full spectrum. You got some guys that want to dress up and really throw on the layers, and you got some that refuse to
I'm
even
wondering
adjust.
How our Latin American contingent is going to respond when it gets a little frosty out.
He had his first snowfall in the spring.
There you go.
And it'll be definitely a surprise for him once he wasn't playing outside during
Yeah.
that spring. So it'll be interesting to see once it gets chilly as we get closer to November. Who knows, even some snow on the ground like we had a couple of years ago.
Robert Grito from Valencia, Spain.
Good step there by Joey.
Robert and I are from Querétaro, Mexico, so not a lot of snow either of those places.
A little heavy there, and he'll go out for an Eagles goal kick.
Eagles will be happy just to not be defending, but then instantly the press is back on. Led by Marco Rimick there, and Eagles coaxed into making a poor decision. Rimick will just lose control there, but Eagles pinned back in their own third.
Yeah, not a lot of optimism. Really nothing going right for them. They're definitely frustrated.
Yeah, I haven't heard a ton of senior leadership either. You don't hear some encouragement. Bisher now wants his senior night goal. Says maybe I can get a pen. No, all right.
Maybe a little theatrical.
And that was an expression in the keeper's face of just, I don't know what to do. Let me just hit this. Colin McCourt. Colin McCourt, the midfielder trapped in the body of a center back.
I mean, he's a versatile player and can play
He
just
is.
about anywhere out on that field, and you know exactly
really
what you're
is.
going to get.
Yeah. It is funny when I mean, you see, he does not look like a prototypical midfielder, right? Can you think of, I don't know if you remember Fellaini for Everton with the afro. He was about like 6'2", and he looked very funny in the midfield. Similar thing.
Yeah, there's definitely some average as to what people think of when they think of that 6 role, and even in that middle. And he might be an outlier, but
no, he's really good. He wins a lot of balls. I think his length lets him get a foot in without fouling in the middle of the park.
Yep,
valuable. Minutes left, and your Falcons lead 4-0 here on senior night. Oh, fantastic challenge there. It'll go out for a corner, but wow.
Great tackle.
Great tackle, clean.
Just a big play, and that's what it's going to take for BG to keep that shutout.
Eagles looking to threaten that with the first corner I can remember from them in a while.
Georgia Southern, number 12, Austin Hardy, in the game for number 2, Lee Flowers. Corner kick, Georgia Southern. Now in the game for the Falcons, number 9, Roberto Fernandez-Garrido, for number 15, Kyle Cusimano.
Garrido will coming back into the game, and Cusimano will get a break, and Rimick says away.
Good clearance there.
Yeah, great. Yeah, Michael Rimick all over the pitch. Bisher will lead him.
A little too strong.
A little too much. Kowalczyk with really his first action in a while. (3-1) in the Georgia State Akron game, so Akron gets one back, but then Georgia State puts another one on them. So Georgia State comes to Ohio and drops 5 goals in their first 2 games. I'd say that's a good sign for them.
Yeah, definitely not an easy task. I mean, some tough competition, and they've definitely made a statement early.
Offside.
Womack.
Falcons on the break. Womack with that explosive speed. Oh, puts a thoughtful ball into the box, and Rimick has to take that. First time, Bisher with a strong tackle. And now Eagles away with the ball. See how long that lasts as Colin McCourt uses that length to slide in and force the Eagles to retreat a little bit. And these speculative balls over the top, I don't know. A little desperate, like we said.
I don't know if they know.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know if they know that they don't know. Colin Womack. Sorry, Carter Womack.
Substitution for the Eagles, number 2, Lee Flowers, in the heat for number 31, Luca Ziegler. Also number 0, Maverick Boring, in the heat for number 1.
I think we're about to see Abdi Fakhi come in.
Georgia Southern with a goalie change, which isn't something you see a lot in soccer.
We thought that might come from the Falcons. Instead, it's the Eagles that make the keeper change.
Yeah, but both teams starting to look down their bench, trying to get some guys some playing time.
Yeah, and just to be clear, we're not saying that we want to see Logan Kwalchuk come off because he's playing poorly, but
in the context of
senior night, we were just hoping to see Alex Schwoda get out there for a couple minutes. We'll see. Coach has a good plan, and you know. I believe we've seen all of our other seniors. Is that right?
I believe so, yeah. I think that's about it.
It would be a funny feeling, I have to say, as a keeper, to come into a 4-0 game with like 5 minutes left. I mean, I guess they're ready for it, but
yeah,
it's a funny feeling to come in as a keeper and say, okay, I'm going to play 5 minutes real quick.
There's a different mindset there. It is, you know.
Different than a positional player, I think.
The game's not over, but it's this little hill has turned into Mount Everest for Georgia Southern.
Yes. That'll go out for just the throw-in. Is Montemurray able to ping that out? The near touchline. That'll go out for Falcons goal kick. Eli Shope will make his way in. Love to see that. Bowling Green native. A Bowling Green native for a Bowling Green native. There you go. Marco Rimick.
Good look there. Good look there. Just a little too strong on the pass.
Very fast, very shifty player with the ball at his feet. Apanuno. Boy, Zach Brisher really doesn't get a break, does he? Just plays about every minute of every game.
Yeah,
gonna really miss that presence in the midfield. Somebody's gonna have to really step up next. I mean, there's a bunch of roles. Obviously, Jenny. I mean, but Coach Nichols does a great job of, and his staff do a great job of recruiting young talent and developing them as young players. So it's always exciting to follow along with. What do they call it, announcement day or whatever, when everyone announces who they'll be playing for.
Yep.
Twitter is always fun that day, reading the bios of players we're getting. Keep in mind that Alberto and Iowa is a freshman. I guess I didn't realize
he
that.
is a freshman.
My
Yep,
head, he's
this
like a
is
junior, but this
his
is
second semester. Yep,
yeah.
he came in the spring, unable to compete due to the COVID regulations.
So he's got some time to really do some special things here.
Absolutely, he is.
Cochrane.
And he is young, and you know, for a freshman, 21, I believe.
Very
and,
composed, yeah.
You know, so he has that age advantage. He's definitely had some time to grow, and it'll be awesome to see what he will be like in 3 seasons, right?
And saving his eligibility just for BG. Love to see it. Rather speculative ball again, and there's just no chance that a forward's going to get there when Aponunu's already that far back, right? So
again, just very hopeful.
A punt with just under 11 minutes remaining. Falcons lead 4-0 on senior night, family weekend. Cochrane looking beautiful under the lights. Abdi Faki so fast with the ball. Can he find a killer pass here? Out wide. Marco Rimick there for the rebound. And the kids in the kids area are going absolutely wild, but I think it's related to a goal in the kids game.
There's a lot of games going on
Yeah,
here.
I mean, if you could see out right now, there are 50 kids all playing soccer. It is simultaneously beautiful and actually terrifying. I'm sure Cochrane Stadium has great insurance if needed.
Awesome to see what this BG program could do for the community and have these kids
really
come out. You know,
cool.
they really look up to these guys, and they come out and they get their autographs. And
Yeah, I won't say how old I am, but I always am tempted to run out and jump in the middle of the Isaac Izumba ring. I think it would be a little awkward, but maybe someday I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll wear my headset, go out there. But yeah, really, really cool to see all the different ways that the boys are involved in the local community, doing the autograph thing. Joey Aponunu sends that one. Go out the back, I believe, for a goal kick.
Great hustle by Erlinson.
Yeah, maybe a throw-in.
Yeah, it's a throw-in.
Oh, it is a throw-in, yeah.
Yep.
Just small things like that. Changing a goal kick into a throw-in so big, because look at that. Now BG picks up a rebound. Baki on the ball. That is onside, I believe, no problem. Just can't quite do it with the first touch. 9 minutes to play. We're going to see Daniel Lacerda, sophomore defender, come in for Joey Akpanuno, who has, as always, put in a tremendous shift. One of the most reliable players on the pitch.
Definitely some well-deserved rest.
Yes.
I'm sure he won't be happy about it, but
he won't be.
he's seen a lot of minutes.
And he's got a goal today too. Abdi Faki putting on a clinic. Fans love that and applaud him. Yeah, Joey said me. He was like, wait, me? And he will get a big round of applause here, because not only did he put a shift in, but he just about put a ball through the back of the net. Coach Nichols will dap him up. And we'll see some of Daniel Lacerda.
His Falcon debut, if I'm
think
correct.
So, yeah.
Yep. The came in from Portugal.
I think he's played one game. We're hearing Mike Sheehan, oracle of the press box at Cleveland State. Yes.
But nonetheless, good to see some other guys
He's
getting
making his Cochrane
experience.
debut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Getting that experience, right?
Yep.
this back line, as much as we love it, isn't going to be here
Under
forever.
the lights, no, they won't be. It breaks my heart to say that, but Fisher with a little heavy touch there.
And you got to pass that torch slowly, and you do that by getting those guys experience with what the standard is and what we expect. So,
or you just go last year and you have 2 freshmen right away who are amazing, but you don't want to do that all the time. And can Rimick make a good run on goal? Just gets away. Colin McCourt had intentions of putting his foot through that, but decided to get back and help out on defense instead. Carter Womack able to keep possession. Falcons will reset. Really love Carter Womack at the end of a game, just explosive speed against tired legs. Fisher, I think Womack saw that he would be in an offside position. Lacerda now. Yeah, like what I've seen. Composed passing.
Yep, Falcons definitely controlling the game, kind of moving it around. Georgia State,
At this
Georgia
point,
Southern
it feels a little like a practice, I hate to say, but Falcons focused on crisp passing, integrating newer players, making sure everyone gets some touches on the ball, maybe just switching the field back and forth to get players acclimated. Josh Erlinson will take to the pitch. Jake Erlinson's younger brother. Good idea over the top. Flag stays down. Eli Shope. Now Montgomery maybe try to play something into the box. Nobody home. Bisher. Little looping pass. Abdi Faki working hard. And his pressure forces the Eagles to put that ball out for a throw-in. Montemurri will get a round of applause and acknowledgement as he goes out. That was Lacerda getting ahead on that.
Yeah, definitely a big body out there.
He would have loved a goal in his opening 2 minutes at home.
What's his height? 6
He's
foot?
6'2", okay, 6 foot. There you go, yeah.
Definitely fits the classic Bowling Green center
Does,
back.
Yeah. Athletic center backs, though. I mean, generally speaking, I think.
Yeah. Take myself out of that equation, and you got yourself an athletic bunch.
Some, no, come on. You're just cerebral, right? That's what they say. You know, you just you knew where the ball was going to be. Faki. Eli Shope with the throw in.
Don't think we're going to see a lot more action out of this game tonight. I think it's just about
wrapped. There may be some players out there who would love to do something special to impress the coach. I think that's what you might see, right?
Yeah, I mean, again,
just show their quality.
Yeah, I mean, they have an opportunity to do that every day, and I
That's
think
true in practice.
And out here,
right,
I think
just do your job, maybe.
Exactly, absolutely, and they're looking to close out this game just like the starter that would be on the field
That's
or them,
true.
right?
Oh, beautiful ball. Oh, just off. So with 3 minutes left, I think Rimek on the ball. Well, I like what I've seen of him so far. Falcons up 4-0, still pressing heavily.
Great play there by Lacerda.
Substitution into the game for the Eagles, number 3, Aiden Ferreira, for number 5, Jacob Green-Peterson.
Again, what a great night here. It is
awesome.
Beautiful. Not
Beautiful
a complaint
weather.
I could even think of.
Nothing. Drinks at the potluck were a little warm. The sparkling water out there was a little warm. Other than that, it was great.
And you know, you can't be greedy.
Nah, I'll take what you can get.
I believe we got the Falcons going on the road a little bit. They got a little road trip coming on, a 4-game road trip, if I believe I read correctly.
It'll be at Northern Illinois, at Purdue, Fort Wayne, at Akron, at Oakland. And then back home on the 30th of October for Western Michigan. That will be a big game.
Yep, so definitely a little stretch where we won't see our Falcons at home, but
hopefully all those schools have amazing television networks like WBGU they can partner with. Marco Rimek.
And some amazing commentators, too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I just mute the comment. You know, I do my own when I watch us away. That would be funny if we did our own stream of someone else's video.
Let us know what you think, folks.
Yeah. Would you
leave it in the comments.
Yeah, leave it in. There's comments somewhere for in YouTube. Again, we do apologize for the audio being low the first half. We will try to do better to make sure. I know we had that issue Thursday as well. We'll try to get that right ahead of time. But like we said, we really appreciate WBGU and all the hard work they do. Got the dual camera angles, and feed's looking better than it ever has. Ironically, we don't get to see the feed because we're here, and on the road it's someone else's feed. So, you know, it's kind of funny. 5 seconds left. The Falcons will see this out and come away with a dominant 4-0 win against the new MAC members, the Georgia Southern University Eagles. On senior night, folks, we hope you enjoyed that one as much as we did. That was special. And tune in on Twitter to find the live streams for some of these away games. Social media team does a great job of updating. Thank you very much, and go Falcons.